Today marks the 7th annual National Chris Ingham Day. The 2nd of July, 7 years ago, on this very day back in 2018, a little girl by the name of Jess released this tweet. She said, "I'm so scared to tweet this, but it's time and it needs to be seen. My experience with Chris Ingham from the Ingham family," and this girl is just 16 years of age. And she said, "I just want to start this off by saying at first I didn't want to tweet this. I hadn't told anyone and it happened 9 months ago. I've only decided to tweet this after speaking to someone who has helped me, and we didn't jump straight to the conclusion of exposing him. We messaged his wife but heard nothing back. I'm so scared to tweet about it and I'm so sad because I adore the family. But if he did it to me, he may try to do it to other people and I would hate for that to happen." Basically, the Ingham family announced they were going to be at Disney World at the same dates as my family had booked. And then nearer the time he announced they had actually booked the same hotel as us. So I DM'd him all excited asking if I could meet them. He said yeah, so on like the second night they were there. Me and my 11-year-old sister went to meet them just outside the hotel. And we got photos and hugged and stuff, and I said how much their channel had helped me. Like, these people meet fans and viewers every single day, and on holiday they had already met loads, yet for some reason he posted the photo of me and my sister on every social media account they had, on both Instagrams and on both Twitters. And in the bio of it, he only mentioned meeting me, not my sister, which I thought was odd, but like he only had my social media, so I brushed it off. He started messaging me about mental health and stuff because I had told him my struggles. But then he kept messaging me saying he went on walks around the complex after midnight, sometimes at 2 AM every night. He then kept asking me if I could sneak out of my family's hotel room to go for walks with him between midnight and 2 AM. He messaged me multiple times saying how I was so beautiful and pretty and asking me why I didn't have loads of boyfriends at home. Bear in mind, this is a 30-year-old man with a wife and kids. And then he messaged me asking me if I was alone in the hotel room, and I stupidly said yes. And then he said how he was going to come to my hotel room for a party. I was so scared. I was sat in a hotel room alone in a foreign country at midnight. He said how we should sneak into the pool when it's closed, and how he was contemplating going skinny dipping. He also sent me a message saying, "I wish I had seen your message sooner because I could have come and hooked up with you." And I don't know if that was innocent or if I was reading too much into it. He was encouraging a 16-year-old to sneak out of her hotel room between midnight and 2 AM, and he even said himself that everyone else would be asleep. I would ask him to meet around 8 PM instead because we were on holiday. The hotel was so busy and alive at 8 PM, as yes, I felt unsafe. But just in case anything happened, there would be loads of people around. And he would say, yeah, but he never meant it. It would roll to around 8 PM and I would just be sat there waiting, and I would just give up and go back to my hotel room, as he would ignore my messages. And then he would message me at midnight trying to get me to sneak out again. It's like if he wanted to meet me because I was a viewer and just wanted to chat, he would do it like that. I've spoken to a couple of people about this and shown them the screenshots, and they have said I'm not overreacting. I felt unsafe on holiday and it took over my once in a lifetime holiday. I don't have the Twitter convo, as I hope you would understand that I deleted it from Twitter because of how it made me feel. I did some digging and found some of the DMs he sent me on my email, so the screenshots I found are below this tweet. So she included the screenshots of partial messages of what Chris sent to her in DMs, and some of them were very concerning indeed. I bet I can make you feel a lot better about things, and I definitely want to stay in touch when we are all back home too. Now, Chris at the time was 32 years of age, married with 3 children, and Jess was 16, barely 16. And there's absolutely no reason why those two should cross paths in any way, shape or form. But Chris wanted to definitely stay in touch once he got back home. Another message said, "Trust me, I bet we have a lot in common. If you can sneak out without waking anyone, then defo come meet me." He wants her to sneak out of her hotel room while her family is asleep in the room. "I'm always up every night. I would say tonight, but I need to crack on editing first. If you're awake in an hour or two, otherwise, like tomorrow or the next day, come meet me. Come see me for defo." And then again, "I'm always up every night until late while everyone else is asleep, and often go for late night walks around the place. If you're awake and about in the night time, come meet me." It's always at night. Chris wants to do it in secret, clearly. And then another message, he says, "You're like mega pretty and you just come across as super fun." Bear in mind he's 32 years of age and she's just 16. "How do you not have a ton of boyfriends back home, making you feel like the most special person on earth? Virtual hug received, but only a real life one will do, Missy." That's like super flirtatious from Chris when he's 32, exactly double her age. She's barely 16. So very, very creepy, no matter how much of a spin he might put on it. In fact, he hasn't put a spin on it at all, has he? He's also messaged here, "Are you home alone?" referring to her being in a hotel room alone. And other messages, "I'm coming over for a party, I'm contemplating skinny dipping," and others. So you can see that these messages are super, super creepy, especially given the age difference and especially given the power difference between an influencer and a fan like this. He's also saying here, "Can you sneak out tonight?" And that again is very creepy, because bear in mind she's still just 16, which is essentially a child, right? And he is really trying to push this "come out and meet me, sneak out of your hotel room at night whilst your parents are sleeping, and meet him in the dark at night alone." To do what, Chris? To do what? So once Jess had come out with this very bravely, she was still only 16 years of age, and to prove all the doubters wrong, she even videoed her scrolling through the actual messages to prove they are not photoshopped. And as you can see at the end here, it says Chris actually blocked her. Imagine being Chris Ingham, who has groomed and made sexual suggestions to a 16-year-old girl, and then actually blocked that 16-year-old girl for coming forward. That is pretty sad, sick, and just desperate. It shows exactly the type of person that Chris is. However, once Jess had come forward, iFam just came out of the woodwork to tell of their stories about Chris Ingham. This one girl who also went to Florida Disney at the exact same time as Jess and as the Ingham family with Chris. She was messaged and propositioned much in the same way that Jess was. But look at the dates here. This started in August of 2017, some 2 months before they went off to Florida. And the dates are important because it shows the level of intent and the longevity of Chris's intent to get this girl in a situation where he was able to take advantage of her. And he says here, babe, we have to hook up, which is inappropriate. I don't know how old this girl was, but I think she was around 16, 17 maybe. Trust, I mean, me and you will defo meet before then. But fuck me, we have to have a drunken night out there one night too. Bear in mind the legal drinking age over there in the US is 21 years of age, and this girl clearly wasn't that age. Chris then went on to say proper Orlando style, and obviously a meet up with Sarah and the girls too. Obviously, you know, that goes without saying. You're obviously a fan of those first and foremost. And she says not legal over there is 21, so she knows she's not allowed to drink over there. But Chris doesn't really care about that. On the vlogs with us legit through the day, secret nighttime rude boy girling it around in the convertible. Shit, girl, this gonna be dangerous. So he wants to do a bit of rude boy girling. I mean, come on, you can't say further than that now, can you? Man, I'll show you some epic places on a night time if you're up for it. I spent a lot of time there a few years back, and I know some mega places. She says, you're going to get sick of me, most likely. Chris says, you should get a tattoo with me out there. I'm getting a ton done. And the place I'm going to is it's only open in the evenings and night time. That's convenient, isn't it? So you can come with. And he says, no mate, you're gonna be my new best mate. This girl also says not old enough again for the tattoo, clearly, so she's not 18. And then this jumps then to a couple of months later, the 27th of October, when they are in Disney. And this is important again to show that it's been ongoing for a couple of months at least, this grooming. Chris says, yes, definitely do MNSSHP on Wednesday, and Typhoon for sure. You're doing the big slides with me. Banging, mate. We're going skinny dipping at night in a lake nearby my hotel. Oh. This is when she's on her way to the airport, so he's getting her riled up for it, clearly. Yeah. When she gets to Florida, he gives her his phone number, so they're now on WhatsApp. She says to him, choose a ride and a time and we'll try and arrange it for this evening. He says, defo, I'll hit you up with a ride soon. We should go on a nighttime adventure tomorrow night. I still need to eat at Denny's. So everything happens at night for Chris, strangely enough. Denny's is ace, I love it. This is the 2nd of November, by the way, so it's into a 3rd and 4th month that he's been grooming her for. You can treat me, then we'll go skinny dipping. Ha! Shut up, no way. Ha! Lame. This is absolute classic grooming, this is. Pussy. Shut up, why am I? You're watching the fireworks, by the way. That's to change the subject. Chris is classic grooming this girl, 100%. Yeah, just to the left of the castle, waiting for it. You're a pussy for not coming skinny dipping. She says, I'm not keen, prefer swimming costumes. He replies, "Okay, deal, costumes it is. Don't want you getting too excited anyways, so costumes is best." She replies, "What are you on about, you absolute melon? You getting giddy at me being naked?" Fuck, seriously. He's an absolute moron. Yeah, you can see here the clear grooming that's going on. And he ends this by saying, "Legit fit as fuck, mate." Chris once again trying to push the whole skinny dipping thing. We should go skinny dip. But unfortunately it's too late because she's on her way home. She does say, "Lovely meeting you. You could put our selfie on Instagram." And Chris says, "If you promise to skinny dip with me," he's not letting it go, is he, at all? So that wasn't the last girl that came forward. The next one that came forward was the 19-year-old Chloe. I think she was 19 at the time. But this was particularly bad. Right, so Chloe posted a picture of her in this hoodie and saying that basically she's fat and things like that. And Chris said, "Are you kidding me? You're nowhere near fat, girl. You're perfect. Trust me, you're stunning." Right? She is a very vulnerable girl though, right? She is very vulnerable. On this occasion, she said, "I had a bit of a down day yesterday, could really put myself in hospital, but I'm fine now. How are you, Chris?" Chris said, "That doesn't sound good, hun. I know you'll probably never take it, but the offer of a mate is always there. Hanging out with someone as chill as I am might do you some good. I always need peeps up for coming and filming me skate." Now, this girl is basically suicidal. Chris has said to her, "Come and meet me. It'll do you good to hang out with me, right? Because I'm a good cure for suicidal ideation, aren't I?" But there you go. And just to prove again that Chloe did in fact message Chris, right, she videoed the screenshots as well of Snapchat and things like that, just to prove it, because some people out there don't like screenshots. They think it might be photoshopped. These weren't. The next girl that came forward was one that actually slept with Chris. It was a 21-year-old Haley. And when all the allegations came out, Chris wrote to her and said, "This is deadly serious, so listen and think carefully. Another iFam has messaged me saying that you told them about when we met and that we slept together. Now, do you remember the agreement that we signed on that day? The one where I could legally sue you for £250,000 and you could face serious legal problems if you spoke to anyone about it. Now, for now, it's all okay because I've told this particular iFam that it's not true, so she isn't going to take it any further, but you can't speak to her and tell her that I have spoken to you about it because she hasn't directly told me that it was you, and told me the story of what happened when we met, so it has to have been you. Please realise that you can't tell anyone this stuff ever. You could destroy my family and my business if anyone told Sarah things like that. I want to hang out and be chill, but I can't ever if I can't trust you. So, can I trust you to never speak of that to anyone again? You especially can't ever tell iFam. Jeez, that will destroy our whole image and everything. And if Sarah finds out, my life's done. Promise me you will never do that ever again." Now, this iFam, Haley, 21 years of age, she was a little bit vulnerable. She was looking for some support. Chris offered to take her under his wing and have her come down to Leeds to learn how to skate and to be part of his crew, if you like, right? Only when she got to Leeds, Chris went into her hotel, the Ibis, slept with her. After it was done, after he'd done the deed, he went downstairs, grabbed a napkin, went back upstairs, wrote on the napkin an NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement, which said that she was not allowed to tell anybody about what had happened, otherwise he would sue her for £250,000. That actually happened, and that's as fucked up as it sounds. Now, again, just to prove that Hayley was in fact telling the truth, she did have his phone number. For what reason? Why would she have his phone number other than for nefarious reasons? And she proved it by calling him.
Hello, Chris Ingham speaking.
So that was Chris Ingham answering the phone on that occasion. So he has done some fucked up shit on that particular period of his life where he was very sought after by all the teen girls and he was seeking them out, definitely. And some of the messages that he wrote were disgusting. And it takes a little look back on these messages to actually remember just how bad they were, because a lot gets lost in translation over the years and people forget, or they've never actually seen the screenshots, or not all of them anyway, and you do forget over time just how bad they were. So it is very important and very relevant to post them again and again, just every now and again, just to remind people. And as you can see from some of these, they were disgusting. There's a lot more out there as well. So happy National Chris Ingham Day, everybody. 2nd of July, never let him forget. Now, fast forward to the present day. There was a vlog that happened yesterday, and we needed to hear the Aurora update. So I'm not going to miss out on that, am I? Of course, that's so important. Plus, they're going to be showing us a part of the villa that they never visit. First of all, they have to find a villa to visit and then show it to us.
Good morning, guys. This is today's little fit, comfy outfit, which is just what we want.
Today's little fit.
Today's little fit.
God damn, woman.
What are you doing, little lady? Where's your shoes? Where? Down there?
Oh no, kiss new D. G's little root D.
You heard a shine, I found it.
You found it, Roddy?
Good morning, guys. Welcome to today's vlog. Her shoes are probably, she doesn't need her shoes. Welcome to today's vlog. I hope everyone's having a lovely day today. We had yesterday off of vlogging because Aurora was just not with it yesterday, or the day before really. She was really struggling with the chicken pox, and we just really needed a day of just rest for her. Rest, snuggles.
When you say rest for her, do you actually mean for you? You didn't get much sleep, so you needed Sarah time, didn't you? Okay, now. Also, those snuggles, you already had those snuggles the other day, but you filmed it. Do you remember? So, just because you needed snuggles doesn't necessarily mean you can't film. Remember that, Sarah.
Organising the house, which has been organised. It's very dark in here at the minute because the little ones have been watching a movie, so they closed the curtains. And then yesterday I also managed to get done pretty much all of our packing, which I am so chuffed about. I always underestimate how long it takes. I'm always like, yeah, I know what to pack. I'm just pretty much emptying their wardrobe and putting it straight into packing cubes and into the suitcase. It's not a big deal. It took me about 7 hours yesterday. It took me about 7 hours. Obviously in between tending for Aurora, you know, playing bits with Jason Mila and stuff like that. And obviously it wasn't just putting clothes into the suitcase, it was also all of the washing that needed doing. What else? Oh, and the whole ironing. I did all of the ironing yesterday as well because I wanted to iron everything.
For like 7 hours straight or something stupid.
I just said it took me about 7 hours. I wanted to get everything ironed before I packed it as well. So I keep thinking things though, like, do you remember that Hollister outfit I bought recently with the jeans and the jumper?
Yeah.
I've not packed that. Where's that?
Ooh.
Was that at the top of my wardrobe?
Maybe.
I think that's still in the Hollister bag at the top of my wardrobe.
In case you need it. I don't think.
Alright, thank you. I'm just
I'll send it to your email.
Okay. I keep remembering things like that. So there is still a few things. And I got a Highlands cow t-shirt for Jace from Next. And that wasn't packed. I need to get that. I think that's also in the top of my wardrobe. But there's little things like that still need doing. But on the whole, pretty much everything's packed. Oh, and pyjamas as well for the little three. But I think I'm just going to buy new pyjamas. What? What?
Some dude, right, who's got a proper, like, I don't know. It looks like older, definitely not in shape gentleman. Tomo, whatever his name is.
I've seen it. I know what you're going to say because I've seen him comment on my things before.
On my skate video I put up last night. Don't you think you've outgrown this by now? It seems like you're past the age for it, and honestly, quite frankly, your skills haven't reached the level needed to justify continuing. Sorry, Tomo.
Tomo's obviously really affected that you're skating in your free time. You better put them away very quickly. Unfortunately, Aurora is still not well enough to... No, she is well. She's well, and all of her blisters, chickenpox, they've all scabbed over. So she is well, and she's happy in herself, but I still don't feel like today would be a good idea to do what we're doing. We're going swimming. We're going to Malibu Beach, because when you've got a large family, it's hard, as in when someone's ill, because you need to stay at home for the child that's ill, but then you've still got little ones that still want to go out and do things. So yeah, it's time to get Mila and Jace out of the house today, because they've been in for like the last 3 or 4 days. Also, the older 3 girls want to go to Malibu Beach because they want to go to Shaka Waka and get smoothie bowls for the last time as well. Shaka Waka. So I thought that's what we'd do today. We've booked a little slot. We're going up there now. Chris has said that he's not bothered about going. We were going to do it in, like, I was going to go up with the older 3 girls or with Jace and Mila. And then Chris was going to go up with Jace and Mila or the girls, whichever one. But Chris didn't want to go. He's decided against it. Are you sure you definitely don't want to?
Yeah, there's loads of jobs I can get done here, so it's fine.
The car and everything, we want to properly valet the car. You know, make sure there's nothing in there, get it all hoovered and things, because that's obviously a hire car going back in a few days. It'd be good to get all that stuff done now so that we can, you know, just enjoy the last few days. So that's what we're doing anyway, guys. We're going up to Malibu Beach. Everyone except Chris and Aurora. Yeah, see when we get up there. Looks like your sisters are sunbathing, guys. Are you coming, girls? We're going in the pool. Are you coming? Okay.
So this absolutely blew my mind, right? The 3 girls were sunbathing, reading their books and relaxing and everything. Sarah comes along and says, girls, come on, we're going in the pool. Do you want to come in now? So you do realise they can go in the pool anytime they want, don't you? They actually didn't need to wait for your permission to do it. They could have just got up and gone when they wanted to, or they just didn't even have to go in the pool at all if they didn't want to. They could have done it any time, but the reality of the situation was that Sarah wanted them to come in to help with the younger kids. That is why, because Chris wasn't there, so Sarah needed some assistance with Jace and Mila whilst she was in the pool with them, because she can't cope with her own children on her own. That is the truth of the matter, because although I'm not actually going to show it, but you can see the interactions are that the older girls are looking after the younger ones while Sarah is filming it. That's the situation. I'm not going to show most of the pool scene today because I can't be bothered. It's pointless. Nobody wants to watch little kids swim.
Yes, that was a very nice last swim. My ear's gone funny, like I've got water in my ear. So annoying. But I'm very grateful that we got to do that last little swim. I don't think we'll swim again now.
Yeah, no.
I don't think we'll swim again at all. Until summertime.
What do you mean you won't swim again until summertime? It is summertime. Summertime right now, Sarah. What are you on about? Where are you going to go swimming until summertime? What's going on? You know, the older girls, again, I keep saying this, but they're more than capable of going swimming on their own if they want to. In fact, they should go with their friends. Well, a good activity with friends can be going swimming, but they would rather wait for mummy and daddy to take them, and particularly 20-year-old Isabel. She needs mummy and daddy to give her permission to go swimming, usually.
Sad times.
Sad times, not here in Dubai anyway. I think the pool's closing. Right, we've rung Dad. he should be here in a minute. I don't know if I explained this before or not, I probably did, but just in case I didn't, the reason Chris dropped us off in the car and I didn't just drive us up here was because he wanted to clean out the car. And obviously he needed the car to do that. And it's a bit, you can walk here from our house, only take like 10 minutes.
Yeah, but it's a little bit hot.
That's right, it's just a little bit too hot in this weather in summertime. In autumn time we'll be able to walk, no problem.
You can scooter it.
Or you can scooter it. As long as you don't mind your eyeballs burning.
Yeah.
With the heat blasting in your eyeballs. As long as you don't mind that, then it's fine. Right, we're gonna go home now and we're gonna get some nice showers and make some nice dinner, although I am stuffed from them.
I don't even know if I can eat.
I don't think I can. Dad's gonna be mad.
I had a full smoothie bowl and then a mojito, but it had boba in the mojito and boba. There was so much boba and it was so sickly, so I was like, but by the end of it I was like, oh no, anything else for today now.
No. And I shared Jason Mealer's, when Jason Mealer had finished with their smoothie bowls, I finished off what they left, but the chocolate one had quite a lot. Jason's was the chocolate one, there's quite a lot left in it.
Yeah, the chocolate one's quite a lot.
It's quite a lot and I feel stuffed from it.
I like the say one.
Dad's gonna be mad. He's gonna be waiting for us all to come home and make dinner and we're all gonna be like, I'm not really that hungry.
Maybe just have toast.
Let's have toast tonight. No, I'm only joking. I'm still gonna make a nice dinner tonight. Right, is all your beds packed up and everything? Still got to do mine. And then we're gonna go. Excuse me, just got out the shower. I don't ever usually sit out here, but I don't know why, because it's so flipping nice and this balcony is humongous.
What? What? Is this the part of the villa that you never go to? The villa, by the way. I mean, it's like a council house. I'm sorry. It reminds me of the council estate. I can't get over that. But them calling it a villa, and the part of the villa that they never go to is the balcony. Whoa.
It's like so big. It's so peaceful. Chris has just nipped to the shop because we needed some milk and he wants garlic bread with dinner tonight. So he's just gone to the shops to get that. Little ones are playing. They've just got out the shower. Older three are either in the shower or they've just got out. It's such a lovely evening here. It's so peaceful. I can feel my forehead getting a bit sweaty already. So I don't think I'll be out here long. But this is the balcony just off of mine and Chris's bedroom. And honestly, it's so lovely up here. I've seen some people with like full beds outside. Not all of the houses here have balconies like this, or even have balconies this big. I think on the whole row here there's 4 houses and ours, no 6, sorry, and ours is one of them. It's like every 3rd house or something like that. But honestly, it's such a lovely space. And I feel like when autumn time comes around, we'll make so much more use of the space up here, especially since we got this little garden set that we actually got donated from our next door neighbours when they moved, because they didn't want to take it with them. But look how nice it is up here. It's so blooming peaceful. You can hear the birds tweeting, flying all around. It's so nice. I can't even explain what I mean, but it's just so nice to be out here. Anyway, yeah, I can't believe our time here in Dubai is coming to an end. This time, it felt endless when we got here in March. I can't even believe we've been here since March. Like, it genuinely feels like about a 2-week holiday. I can't believe it's been over 3 months. And it's
because you live there, Sarah. It's because you live there. It's not a holiday. You actually live there. When you live in a place and you just get on with life, everyday life, time just goes. It goes, you know, it just flies by. Because you're just getting on with your, you know, your work, your school, your friends, you know, time just goes.
It's coming to an end. It's time to come back to the UK. And the only reason we're coming back to the UK this time is because we've got plans with some friends. And then obviously we've got the girls' tickets to their concert. I keep thinking someone's coming out because the curtain there's moving. I don't know if you can see it properly on camera, but the curtain's moving just there, and it keeps making me think someone's coming out, but it's not. It's just the aircon. But yeah, they've got the girls' concert. We've got Mila's birthday. And then we've got another trip coming up as well after that, which we are excited. I think we've actually invited some friends to come with us on that trip, so I think they'll be spending part of the trip with us, which will be something new for us all, so I'm really excited for that as well. And yeah, I'm really excited for the rest of this year. I think we've just finalised plans for Christmas as well, what we're going to be doing this year. Yeah, it's all really exciting. Just a few more days left in Dubai. I think we're doing a shopping day tomorrow, our last. Everything we're doing at the minute is like, let's go do this for the last time, like we're not going to be back after 2 months of leaving. We're literally leaving for like 2 months and then we're coming back.
Are you though? Are you? What, you're coming back in 2 months' time? Are you sure? You've literally said that you're going to Scotland on a road trip. You're staying in the UK for a bit, clearly, and then you're going to Europe on a road trip. So, are you going to be back in 2 months?
But, you know, so I think tomorrow we are going to go to Dubai Mall, possibly, for a last shopping day. Right, I'm starting to sweat and remembering why I don't sit out here very often. It's so hot. Autumn time, guys. Autumn time. I'm going to decorate this balcony autumnal. And it'll be a bit cooler, so we'll be able to spend more time out here. But for now, the indoor air conditioning will do. Very, very nice, quick and easy dinner tonight, but definitely a firm family fave. Is it your favourite, Isla?
Ultimate favourite.
Ultimate favourite, what can I say? So, pasta, and then make your own sauce. And I can't lie, this is probably the biggest portion we've ever done. There's definitely going to be enough for everyone to have it for lunch tomorrow as well. Yeah. There's so much. So there's 6 tubs of tomatoes here, 3 tubs in each, a whole tub of Philadelphia Light in each, garlic, onions, and a massive amount of seasonings. And then a little sprinkle of olive oil over the top. These are going to go in the oven for about half an hour. When they come out, we're going to mush it all together, and that is going to make a very delicious, cheesy, tomatoey seasoned sauce. Right, the pasta's done. We're just waiting for the tomato sauce to finish in the oven. I'm going to make some garlic bread. This is genuinely the nicest garlic bread you will ever taste. However, I didn't realise Chris was getting this, so I didn't tell him to get the correct ingredients. Usually I do parmesan. Actually, I think I do have some parmesan. And mozzarella, we definitely don't have mozzarella. But we're just going to get a knife and chop them down like that. Oh, just checking everyone's okay. Usually I'd use mozzarella, like I said, I don't have any, so we have put in cheddar, yes Ellen? But this is the garlic bread, I've used cheddar cheese instead, and it looks so good. Okay, the tomatoes just came out. Absolutely sizzling hot. And now we're just going to mush all these together. I do wish I had one of those potato masher things here, but I don't. So this thing has to do. There's a lot of juice in this. Oh my gosh, so creamy, tomatoey, goodnessy, goodnessy. It does take a little bit of mashing together, but trust me, it's worth it when it's done. It's going to end up looking something like this. I'm actually devastated because I really like to add, at this point, a load of spinach because it just adds, you know, goodness, and it's really tasty. However, I forgot. So if you guys like spinach, I definitely recommend it. Works perfectly with this meal. If not, like me, then this will have to do. But it's going to look a little bit like this, and then all you need to do is pour back in your pasta. And then if you want cheese on top, you don't need cheese on top of this meal just because it's got the cheesy sauce base. But then when that's done, it's going to look something like this, and we're just going to pop it back into the oven just for like 10 minutes. I did add sweet corn to this. Peas would also have worked well. I just feel like it needed something else. I don't have peas, but sweet corn will have to do. Looks pretty good. Oh yes. creamy, cheesy deliciousness. And the garlic bread? Yep, that too. Bloomin' delicious.
It's almost time, guys. It's almost time for them to return back to the UK. Can't wait. I can't wait actually to see what actually happens, see what vehicles they have left in their drive, see whether the house is still there in one piece, whether it's been repossessed. It's always so exciting. In reality, probably nothing will happen to them, but gotta live in hope, and yeah. Anyway, yes, today, as we have already gone over, is National Chris Ingham Day. It happens once a year. I've celebrated it every single year since 2019. I think it's a great celebration of such a great man, you know. He deserves such attention, and we're going to give him all that attention and keep giving it to him, because reading back over those posts, those messages he sent to those young girls, it kind of hits home just how much he deserved what has happened over the last 7 years. You know, some people might feel a bit sorry for him. He's had he's had so much hate towards him, but you look, he was a 30-odd-year-old influencer he was a family man who portrayed his life online as this family vlogger. He was the head of the family vlogger channel. He had 3 young girls who he portrayed to love dearly. He was this skater boy, emo, beanie wearing god, to these teen girl fans, right? He was living the life. He was living the dream he was for himself. He always wanted to be a rock star. His brother was a rock star. He wanted to be in his brother's band, but he couldn't make it due to him being a bit shit at everything that he does. But he, hung around there trying to be part of his brother's band. Some sort of roadie he was. But he finally made it himself, he was idolised by all these teen girls, and he idolised them, and that's when it all went kaput, because he was 30-odd years of age, an influencer, and they were 16 and 17, 18, 19, up to 21. Some were younger, possibly, allegedly, but he's kind of deserved what he's had over the last few years. In fact, some might say he hasn't had enough. I feel like he would have had less hate on him if he'd taken a step back from YouTube, apologised for what he'd done, right? Because it would have taken something along the lines of a statement saying, I got carried away, I was wrong, I did this, it did happen, but I profusely apologise, and apologise to the girls I affected. But he didn't say any of that. I'm not saying that people would forgive him, but he wouldn't have had the level of hate, I don't think, over the past 7 years, had he actually put out an apologetic statement or, an apology video or something like that. That's the other thing. He's never apologised to the girls that he affected. And I think one problem here that we have in society in general is when men do things like this to girls, right? Some people say, oh, it's only a few messages. I've heard that said before, right? But clearly some of those messages were very, affected those girls, right? So men like that, they don't understand just how much hurt that they cause to women and children and girls. They don't understand it, so they don't get what they've done. Chris just blocking Jess, for example, was an absolute slap in the face. She needed an apology, not a blocking. That was disgusting as well. So yeah, that's my opinion on the subject. I hope you've enjoyed listening to my views. If anybody has any questions, let me know in the comments down below. I'll try to answer them. If you have any comments to make, let me know as well. And subscribe to the channel if you are new, because we're going to keep shining a light on Chris Ingham. You know, he hasn't got away with it just yet. Until next time, have an amazing day, take care of yourselves, and bye-bye.